Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashish Rukhaiyar and I'm a journalist who has been tracking the stock markets for the last 15 years. Through my YouTube channel, I try to explain various aspects of the stock markets in a simple and easy to understand manner. In today's video, we'll be talking about a category of funds. But before I tell you the name of this fund or the category of fund, let me throw a few numbers at you. In the 3-month period between April and June this year, in Europe, this category saw inflows for a record $65 billion in just 3 months. In the US in the same period, these funds saw almost close to $11 billion of flows. And if you add the first 3 months, that's January to March, the total net inflows is close to $21 billion, which is almost on par with the full year flows of 2019. So just imagine, this is a category of fund where the first 6 months of this year see inflows which is on par with the 12 months of 2019. So what is this category of funds where it seems that investors are falling over each other to invest in? Friends, we are talking about ESG fund. What does this ESG stand for? Environmental, social and governance funds. Now the next obvious question, what are these ESG funds and what makes it different from a normal fund? Well, to start with, the investment policy. As the name says, environmental, social and governance. So these funds, when they are investing in a company, they pay a lot of importance to these three parameters. Now what are these three parameters? Well, to put it simply, if an ESG fund is looking to invest in a company, it will look at a company which pays attention to factors like, say for instance, climate change, conservation of energy, water, recycling, women empowerment, gender equality, good labor laws, work ethics. In terms of good management, they wouldn't be indulging in practices like fudging of balance sheets, accounts. So these are some of the factors that they look at when they try to identify companies to invest. In terms of companies or sectors, these funds generally avoid companies that deal with say alcohol, tobacco, gambling, or maybe a company that is involved in the manufacturing of weapons. So these are some of the themes on which they invest and some of the sectors and companies that they avoid. Now globally, ESG is a big theme, big concept. But if you look at the Indian context, we are still at an infancy. We don't have many funds that are ESG compliant. Though it's not that India is nowhere on the scene, but yes, if you compare it with the global arena, we are still very small. We have a few mutual funds that have launched ESG fund. We have one from Axis, we have SBI, ICICI Prudential had recently launched an NFO. Mire is in the process of launching 2 ETF funds. So we cannot say that India is nowhere, but yes, it's slowly and steadily picking up. Now when you know that it's a big thing globally and when you know that there are a few investment options available in India as well, the next obvious question is, does investing in an ESG fund make money? Because that's the motive of investment. We all want to see our money multiply. So without saying whether you should invest in ESG or you shouldn't, let me again throw a few numbers at you. Not many of you would be aware, but we have something called a Nifty 100 ESG Index by the National Stock Exchange. Quite interestingly, in the lockdown months, when the benchmark Nifty fell a lot compared to the January highs, the Nifty 100 ESG Index fell less than the benchmark Nifty. And when the Nifty started rising, this index has performed better than the benchmark. Again, let me reiterate what we have said in many of our earlier videos also. We are not recommending a fund or a category of fund. If you want to invest, you have to do your own due diligence, analysis, research, or if you have an investment advisor, you need to consult with him or her. But we are here telling you that there is a lot of potential in ESG funds. Because again, a few data points. India has around 17% of the world's population. But in terms of land mass, we are little less than 2.5 of the global land mass. 11 of the top 12 polluted cities in the world are in India. When you see these data points, you feel that ESG has a lot of potential to grow in India. And it is growing, especially when in the recent past, when many more new investors have come, many young investors have come who are believed to be more aware of environmental and social causes, issues. You look at any of the newspapers, you see any of the news channels, you'll see a lot of reports about corporate fraud, gender inequality, labor laws are not strictly adhered to. There are so many issues in India. And given this backdrop, ESG funds do have a lot of potential, especially in a country like India. So do have a look at these ESG funds. As I said, there are quite a few investment options in India as well. You can look at the global numbers as well. As I said earlier in the video, it's a big thing globally, and there's no doubt that even in India going ahead, ESG will be a very big category of funds. So that's it for this time. Do have a look at our other videos as well. And if you found this video informative, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and in the comment section you can mention issues, subjects or topics on which you would like us to talk about, and we'll try to make a video as soon as possible. And thank you once again for watching this video.